Welcome back to Sunday's episode on the Crypto&Btc channel, guys, where we're going to discuss about some crypto and Bitcoin news in general, because I already told you in the previous videos that in separate video we're going to do only the news, and in another we're going to do technical analysis exclusively. Stay tuned to the end because I'm going to show you one news that we're going to talk about and discuss in tomorrow's video on the charts, when we're going to talk about Bitcoin price and what could actually happen in the next months, weeks or so. And now, let's get started. So first one, Ray Dalio bashes cash, doesn't mention BTC alternative. Do not think that cash is a safe investment. Cash is a seductive investment because it doesn't have as much volatility, but it taxes you and your buying power about 2% a year. If we are lucky, we're going to see inflation of 2%, but we all know that now that's not the case, and we're going to have hyperinflation after this crisis is gone. So make sure you are saving your money for investment in order to save yourself after this crisis. Now, it's okay when you are getting the printed money in your pocket, but after that, when people start spending money, it's not going to be so good. Cash is almost always the worst investment. You should think a little bit unconventionally, he said, mentioning a small gold allocation as a possibility, as well as nothing the importance of diversification, which is totally important because you need to do a diversification in your assets and your investment, because you could lose a lot of money in just one day. Think about to put all your money into one stock, all your eggs into one basket, and if you trip yourself and the basket is on the ground, well, you're done. So make sure you put some money in Bitcoin, some money in stocks, some money in real estate, and so on, so you will have a risk management on the high level. Next one, New York power plant sells Bitcoin hash power to institutional investors. Pretty good. A Bitcoin mining power plant in upstate New York has sold 106 petahash of its computing power to an undisclosed buyer using a hash power contract settled in Bitcoin. Wow, very nice. On April 10th, the chief financial officer of Greenwich Generation claimed that the new instrument provides the same kind of the time-tested hedging capabilities seen in traditional commodity markets, bringing the benefits of clean and energy-efficient Bitcoin mining from Greenwich to institutional investors throughout the United States. Very interesting and very convenient for everybody and for the ecosystem also. A sweet deal for investors. The Greenwich power plant uses a pipeline bringing natural gas directly to the plant, thereby generating the power consumed by its mining facility, up to 100 megawatts of energy an hour, and lowering its costs. The firm argues that this setup offers investors a chance to tap the profitability not only of crypto but also the energy markets. The new regulated contract enables investors to own Bitcoin cheaper than the market spot price, with the instrument being physically settled, in example delivered in the Bitcoin generated at the power plant. For Greenwich, the deal provides upfront capital for expanding its mining operations. Well, this will be tempting for the investors, especially institutional investors, which are going to buy Bitcoin on some sort of way on OTC market, which means that they're going to have pretty cheap Bitcoin to dump on the market. And also we need to understand that the halving is coming, so it's not going to be so easy to actually mine Bitcoin in general, but they are going to stay profitable if the price starts dropping, which is good. Hash power will not go on the way to the downside, and the Bitcoin network will stay untouched from the 51% attack. HTS says its Exodus blockchain smartphone will mine Monero, saving costs in mining activity. Due to growing concerns that cryptocurrency mining activity involves high energy consumption, which we discussed in the previous news, of course, and therefore high costs, HTS ensures that these levels can be reduced by transferring work to mobile devices. Wow. The application would be designed to automatically inactive mining regardless of whether the mobile phone is in use or when the charger is not plugged. Bill Chen, decentralized chief officer at HTS, added, "This what I wanted to discuss actually about is energy consumption and ecosystem will be protected. Mining on mobile is an important research topic in understanding the development of secure crypto networks. The number of mobile phones in 2020 is approaching 3.5 billion, which would further decentralize and distribute the hash rate and mining power of such crypto networks. The HTS executive also claimed that the crypto world is under threat from hash rate dominance by giant mining pools, so he believes democratizing access via mobile phones is one way to eliminate the problem. This is also true because we don't like to see hash rate owned by only 2 to 3 pools, which they could do with the Bitcoin whatever they want. Even if they want to destroy Bitcoin, they could if they want to. For example, Bitcoin. So yeah, this is also good to see that with the mobile phone, the vast majority of the people on this earth could take it for themselves and actually ensure that, for example, Bitcoin or Monero's blockchain is safe. Ripple integration brings instant payment to Thailand. Thailand recently launched their instant payment network, and this partnership with the largest bank in the country allows us to get the time to settle payment down from around 24 hours to an average of 22 seconds. It's faster to send money to Thailand than to someone else in Europe. Of course, XRP is pretty good use case when it comes to speed, and speed does matter as much as its security and the privacy for the people. So yeah, this is good for XRP. I hope it's going to reflect on the price, but yeah, that's all we can say for now. The price stays stagnant. And another interesting news about XRP: XRP stellar too closely held to offer fund investors, Mark Yusko. We exclude anything that's too closely held, so we don't own Stellar and we don't own XRP. Totally agree. Yusko was referencing the joint funds that he set up with asset manager Bitwise in 2018, the Morgan Creek Bitwise Digital Asset Index Fund. It tracks the top 10 cryptocurrencies and contains just over 80% Bitcoin weighting. Tesla, for example, by sizing would be in the S&P, but it can't be because it's too closely held and I can manipulate the price, he said. The same thing is true in crypto. There were two which had too much densely held tokens, and so we feel that those can be, they're not as freely tradable as say Bitcoin, Ethereum or Dash or Monero. So make sure, I know if you're XRP holder and you like XRP and whatever, make sure you are careful and you do your own due diligence and diversification in this market, because manipulation is big when you are holding too much of XRP. You can even dump, then buy again, and just buying the more power to actually manipulate with the masses. So make sure to have that in mind next time when you are buying such a coins. 99% of altcoins headed to zero. I'm not going to agree with this, but we're gonna mention it anyway. Yosko summarized, there's nothing wrong with utility tokens or shitcoins as they're affectionately called. There's nothing wrong with them, it's just that 99% will go to zero because they're just pre-seed stage venture capital, which has a very low hit rate. Could be possible, but in today's market we need to see a lot of use cases and a lot of marketing, a lot of community in every single token and the project in order to succeed. I do agree with him on some sort of a way, but not with 99% part. Top Venezuelan exchange launches support for offline Bitcoin transfers. Wow! Cryptolago unveils SMS-based crypto transfers. Following guidelines of our president Nicolas Maduro and in favor of our crypto nation with this new function of payment for SMS, we have opened the possibility for all the Venezuelan people to carry out petro transactions in a very practical way and other cryptocurrency as it's stated over here. This is very important for this nation and such a nations to actually embrace the crypto. The reason why I'm saying this because I'm actually from one of those countries, Yugoslavia, when we had such a hyperinflation. I think we are on the top of the list when it comes to inflation. I'm 1995 and I do remember when everything was stabilized and when the money and the whole country came back into normal state, let's say like that. We had those bills when I was 5, maybe 6, 7. We had those bills with hyperinflation numbers like million dinars, billion dinars and stuff like that. It's insane to see such a thing, and I'm going to try to actually find such a bills and show you here on camera if I manage, and ask some Serbians if they are actually holding such a thing, just for showing purposes only, right? BitMEX CEO warns Bitcoin price could absolutely retest 3K. This news is not for today's video, especially because it's taking time to watch charts, and as I told you, we're going to do charts on one video and the news only in special video. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to cover this news. I'm going to do it to see if the Bitcoin price could actually reach 3K. Of course it could. We're going to see why it could and why it should or should not, and what is waiting for the Bitcoin in the next period of time, because Bitcoin is still stagnant right now, and we are watching and observing what is the next step that it will do. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I do think this is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter and TikTok, because I'm uploading news and the technical analysis pretty much on a daily basis, so I don't want you to miss any of it. Also, I want to thank each last one of you for watching our videos, ladies and gentlemen. As always, until the next episode, happy trading and goodbye.